Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. It is Thursday, July 16th. Welcome. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me. Happy Thursday. It's the best day. Also, since we're here and we're just starting out, and I just want to make sure that everybody gets here and everybody's having a fun, lovely time, I just wanted to tell you that I got some birds. Because it's summertime and I don't always get places that I want to go. So I went on the internet and I bought some birds for myself. And one of them is just Leafs. Like, look at how stinking cute this is. He's adorable. There's another one that's for Halloween, and his name is Jackson. And I feel like that's lovely because I have a tiny family member whose name's Jackson. So he's now the favorite bird. Little Jackson. Good morning, Pamela. It's good to see you. Okay, so I think we are good. Let me head over to Facebook really quick. Can you guys hear me? You must be able to hear me. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I open Facebook. Oh, and it's my little baby Jackson. Little picture of little baby Jackson from 10 years ago when he was just a cute little, when he was just a squishy little baby. And he was the squishiest. Okay. There we go. I got that open just in case. Actually, let me put this over here. I took so many notes for today's lesson that like I might even go over the hour because I was like, all right, we got stuff we got to talk about. I want to make sure this is like full of helpful advice. And it's awesome. So, all right. Whew, are we ready? We are ready. I got my little opal, feeling good. All right. Whew. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. All right, let's head on over to where are we? TpT. There we go. Okay. So, good morning. Good morning. Happy Trendy Thursday. Today we're going to be working on the keyword camping vocabulary. I found it in here. See? So when you go to the search, and I use TpT because that's what I sell on mostly, but you can probably try this on Etsy. I don't know. Let's see. Etsy.com. Camping. Oops. Yeah, it looks like you can do things with it too. Camping vocabulary. Oh, it's on here too. So you could do that as well if you wanted to. I use TpT because it's my bestie. If you click on the search bar, it drops down the five people. The five people searching are, I don't know where I was going with that. The five things people are searching for, mostly current, like whatever is kind of trending right now, whatever people are searching for, that's going to be here in the suggestions. And then you can take that suggestion, similar to like Google. You can type in like back to school and it'll drop down ideas for you. These are ideas from like what's selling right now, and maybe not what's selling, but what people are searching for right now. So if it's in the search, that means people are going to be able to find it. Okay. So what I do with this information is I kind of just decide what I want to create. Like today, I was like, I want to make something camping because I'm not ready for back to school yet. Uh, as much as I'm excited for my kids to go back to school, I'm also not excited for my kids to go back to school because I love hanging out with them. But you can see on here, back to school, meet the teacher, classroom decor bundle, summer craft, and all about me. So I kind of leaned more into summer with this Trendy Thursday, but if you look, there's so much back to school right now. And if you don't do classroom decor or you haven't tried classroom decor yet, I encourage you to give it a good try because I cannot tell you how lucrative it was for me when I was making classroom decor. I haven't made it in several years, and I'm still making money off of the sets I made. What, like it was before COVID, so it was 7 years ago, 6 years ago. It was a while ago, and I made money when I was moving during COVID, like sitting on a blow up mattress with my daughter watching TikTok. I was making sale after sale because of classroom decor that I had made a few months prior. So you don't need like a crazy amount of like you don't need a classroom decor set that has like 8 years on the market. You just need something that's cute that people like. Like right now, this eclectic classroom is really big right now. Like if you go to Classroom Decor Bundle, it's good. It's the first one because it's so cute and unique, and the colors are really trendy. She's probably driving traffic to it right now too. Like it is. Look at this, 2,000 views in the last 24 hours. That's a day. That's one day. 2,000 people have been looking at it, and there's no way that like, she's not making bank on this. So how awesome. Like that's something you can do. That's something you can do. And this when was this product made? I don't know when it was listed, but it could very well be a newer product, you know? You can look at this. So she has uh reviews from very recently. Let's see. Can you do like the most relevant? Still is the most highest rating. Yeah, okay, so I guess she's just got all these from the most recent, and then this one, like, she very likely made this product very recently, like and it's making bank. So like that's something to think about is like, oh, I could make a bajillion dollars on a product that like I make today, and it could be a bestseller for you or for TpT within like a month or two. This one looks newer as well. This one looks a little bit older, but it's very pretty. Like they're pretty colors, So that's all you really have to do is you just figure out what you like. This one is probably the oldest one on here because Shayna Voss has been on for like ever. Same with Miss Jacobs. But like some of these are older and they're still doing really well just because they're something that you can use all the time. Like every year people are like, "Oh my gosh, you know what I really want is some really pretty pastels." And then they buy them for their classroom every year. Daisy Gingham, like, come on. These are so cute. Okay. Anyway, you will always hear me talk about how much I love classroom decor because it is such a money maker. All right. So, anyway, that's not why we're here today. We're talking about camping vocabulary, right? But I don't think like today's actually like, I don't think we're actually like talking about camping per se. It's about how to like take like a little keyword or a vague keyword, I guess would be a better word, and turn it into an entire product line or 10 products or a bundle. Like that's how stores grow. That's how bundles happen because that's what, successful sellers are doing. They don't just make one product and then be done, right? They make like a line of products. They build a whole ecosystem or like a product line or just like a bundle around this one idea. So for us today, we're going to do this camping vocabulary idea, which is pretty vague, right? So I'm going to use my build framework to show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. So, um, we usually do this. Today specifically is because I think this is like a perfect example of how to approach a keyword without really feeling overwhelmed. Just checking for comments really quick before I dive in and just go to town. All right. Let me come back over here, grab this. Okay, here we go. Phew. Okay. So if you've been around here for a while, you know this framework. This is my build framework. Every single week I use it because it keeps me from getting really overwhelmed in the nitty gritties because there's so many options, right? And it really keeps me on track so that I can build out these products easily. Sorry, there's whenever someone's outside, I always have to see it because I'm like a little puppy. We can build out these products without like getting lost in all the ideas overflowing in our brain. Like my brain never stops. So I like to use this as like kind of a way to like rein my ADHD in, right? So first, we're going to break it down, then we're going to understand the outcome, and then we're going to identify core pages, limit scope, and then design a way. So here's our keyword camping vocabulary. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make with these bigger keywords is we're kind of like treating these keywords like this one, like they're just like product ideas, right? So like camping vocabulary, oh, I can make a camping vocabulary product. But really it's not. It's a topic, right? So like camping vocabulary it can be a giant bundle, right? You can have vocabulary products. Um like what does it actually mean, right? It Camping vocabulary as a search term tells me that when a teacher is like typing this in, this big vague keyword like this, they're looking for like a collection of products, not necessarily like a one-off product, right? Or it tells us that they don't even know what they want. They just want to like fill a void. Like they want a vocabulary product and they want it to be this camping theme, right? It doesn't tell me that like I'm creating a bingo card or I'm creating tracing pages or I'm making a word wall, even though that's kind of the idea that I have in my head already when I see camping vocabulary. The keyword doesn't say that. We have to say that, right? So it just tells me the topic and we have to decide what we're going to create under that umbrella. So like the the keyword gives us like the topic and then the activity gives us the product. So like brainstorm, right? That's what we need to do here. So instead of just thinking camping vocabulary, we need to think what do the teachers need, right? So like um, something that we can think about here. Let's make this a little bit smaller so it'll fit. We're going to be like, okay, so what do teachers need for this? They need to like introduce words, introduce words. Maybe they have a reading center they want to do, or they need like small groups, or like morning tubs, or or literacy centers. Oops, I forgot to hit enter. Sorry. But like things like this. So like you come up with these ideas of like how they would use that, or like independent practice, you know, I don't know, writing centers, maybe like a vocabulary review instead of just like introducing new words. And then like now you're just like you're thinking about what a teacher would think about instead of just like what a seller would think about. So like we need to ask ourselves, okay, so like let's go over here. What does this keyword tell me this product should be? So like ooh, I feel like that's kind of what we just talked about here with like the vocabulary. And then after that, we can talk about like understanding the outcome. That is, what do we want the child to do? Like, not what pages do I need, because that comes later. Instead, we're going to like complete the thought of like, I want them to read or write or trace or talk, or if they're too little to read or write, maybe they need to do matching, right? Maybe a sort or recognize or recognition or like spelling, right? Once you know the action you want the kids to take, the product almost like picks itself. So like for example, if you want them to read, they're going to do a write the room. If you want to match, it would be like a memory game. If you want them to trace, it would be tracing cards. If you want to talk, you could do vocabulary cards, or like I have, who has. If you want them to recognize, it would be more like a word wall or a picture sort. Um, so now that one keyword has already turned into like six or seven products, right? So like, you can look at it like, hold on, let me grab like a PowerPoint. Let's not make something, but like, let's just talk this out a little bit more with our eyeballs. Right. um, Do, 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 do. Oh, I was like, why isn't it opening? It's funny. Okay. So like you can even make it into like a whole thing. Like, can the child read? Right? So instead of this, we're going to have this be like a big chunker font. Can the child read? If yes, you could be like, "Meow." And then we'll just make this like really chunky, right? And we'll make it purple. No, hold on. We'll make it purple and duplicate. We're doing this today, friends. I bet you weren't expecting there to be a this you know. mm, Uh yes. And then no. And these will be two different products. So like you can do something like this, like can the child read? Yes. Then do like a write the room. Then you could even write that. Write the room. And if no, then like uh matching, right? So you could do something like this in your brain or outside of your brain, right? And if they need handwriting, then like you do things like that, right? Okay, so like this is just a fun idea that I had. All right, and then identifying the core pages. Like this is where we keep ourselves from really getting overwhelmed, right? So what's the smallest version of the product that a teacher could actually use? That's where we're going with this, right? That's the limiting the scope. So like a write the room, for example, needs 12 vocabulary cards, a recording sheet, and an answer key, right? And then it's done, right? Bingo needs the bingo cards and like calling cards, and then done. And a word wall needs a word wall. Word cards, right? And then it's done. Tracing needs like the picture, the words, the trace line, and it's done, right? You don't need 30 pages. You just need enough to solve the problem, right? And then limiting the scope, right? So this is probably the most important step on something like a vocabulary because I always get stuck on like I need every camping keyword that's ever come to existence, right? No, we don't need that. So I like to always think of it like in the scope of like a write the room because write the room is like my best friend. But like you don't need to start with a bajillion keywords or not keywords, sorry, a bajillion vocabulary words. Start with 12. That's what we do for Write the Room. So, like, whoop, I got lost. Here we go. So, if we were to do let's put this actually on the page. Doop. And then we can have a page that's like, uh, um, uh, uh, camping vocabulary. Vocabulary. My brain kept saying keywords, and I was like, no, Beth, no. All right, so we have this idea of the keywords, right? Um, keeping vocabulary, or the idea of the vocabulary. We don't have to have like a crazy amount. We just need 12. So let's make a list of 12. And let's make this a stinking thing I want, man. Let's do like KG red hands. Easy peasy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So we want 12 keywords. Now, this is something that we can do. We can start with like, you can start with the keyword or the, like you say, keywords. You can start with the vocabulary or you can start with the like clip art. And this is something I like to talk about. But like, uh, we could skip around, right? We could skip around. So like, okay, okay, let's do it. I wanted to show you something that like really kind of changed how I create products like this because I feel like it's easy to get lost with um clip art. Right? So like we all know that I have a clip art addiction, right? I'm finding things that we already bought and we'll go with this theme. Like if you're in Rainbow Sprinkle, their membership, or you have like Creative Fabrica, or even like Etsy or whatever you're wanting to do, like, well, let's just check it out, right? So if you type in like camping clip art, because you have to be specific with this. Like you'll see the same things, right? So like this camping clip art has like a tent and a campfire and a lantern and a compass and a sleeping bag, right? It gets very repetitive throughout all of it. It's all like just camping gear, right? And that's not all that we're doing here. Like you're not going to get 12 out of this. You're not going to get 12 out of even here, like camping. And I have this up. Like I have this up. So like we have a backpack, we have a campfire, we have a canoe, we have oops. Oh my goodness. Let's make this a little bit smaller. We have a backpack, a campfire, a canoe, a compass, a flashlight, a lantern, a log, marshmallow, moon, mountains, sleeping bag, and tent. So we have enough that we could do 12. But if you wanted any more than that, you wouldn't be able to. I feel like this isn't everything that you need for a camping resource. Um, you know, camping isn't just tents, right? Like it's not, that's not everything, right? So we have camping. And then you could also look at like summer and you can see like some cute little summer cuties and like reading. Let me go to cuties because that's like uh, get everything. Like summer, this doesn't always, all of this doesn't always go with camping, um, you know, because camping isn't just tents. So we can think about things. I like to look at like the monthly things. If it's something that is seasonal, like June, you know, might have like ice cream or something or some seashells. You want to think about like the whole experience of camping instead of just tents. Maybe like picnic baskets or let's see, ice cream, like lemonade, like watermelon. These works. Like have you ever been halfway through a product and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I should add like food to this or like safety. Like we should do a doctor so that we have like a band-aid and like a oopsies, I still like cuties. Like a doctor clip art with like band-aids and like a first aid kit, right? Um, in camping safety and like nocturnal animals and like a bear. We need a bear. Like I go off into like La La Land and like I'm building out like a 394 page like mega bundle, in my brain and it's like a lot. So then I get overwhelmed and well that never gets finished, and that's why we limit the scope. Another thing I like to think about is like when we're talking about food, I like to talk about barbecue. So like there's the summer barbecue one that we could talk about, like hot dogs and hamburgers and condiments and like offer. Okay, so like we go back to doctor with the first aid kit and the bandages and a thermometer, and then you can look at like I don't know, like forest or some because usually like woodland animals, you can have like a little fox or a bear or trees, raccoons, hiking maybe. Yeah, camping, hiking, same deal. Um, you know, compass, boots, backpack, walking stick. That to me is like sideways sideways clip art. You know, like you're not just looking at like the main thing, you're looking at everything around it as well. So like the keyword might be camping, but it's actually everything that lives out in the world of camping. So like it's not just, you know, camping, there's camping, right, in the middle, and then there's all these like other pieces that you could call to, you know, it's like a web of camping. So there's camping and then food and nature and safety and animals and summer travel. And, you know, once you start thinking that way, you're never going to run out of clip art ideas and you're never going to run out of like fun things to make. So anyway, let's go back here. Right. So, and also, I want to give you permission to mix clip art. You don't have to, like, if you have this clip art set of like, just, uh, you know, camping, you don't have to use only this clip art set. You can also use like um, this camping one. You can do camping cuties. You can add another one to it with like the little people. They have like a different backpack, a different looking flashlight. You can also add doctor is what I did so that I could have this band-aid. Another one was the woodland animals because there's a background and then there's some cute little animals. You could have a little cardinal in there. Like it all works together because the teacher is thinking about camping, not where each image came from. So like they're not going to know or care that the black bear came from this clip art and this one came from camping cuties, right? Or the marshmallows came from a summer set, you know? Don't go like too crazy. I wouldn't mix like something like this with, you know, something like, you know, this. Um, but like generally just grab from like the same artist and you'll be good. Okay. So anyway, I'm doing lots of talking and I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Well, I do want to talk, but I don't want to just talk. I want to also create a product with you. Okay. Good morning, Nora Wasson. Okay. So let's build the product. I'm just really chatty today. That's the thing. So what I was thinking for this was a write the room because I was imagining, that's how I imagined it. So what I like to do is I like to go to my folders. I have this already somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe here. We have some products and then we could just search write the room because I have a bunch in my oh gosh, I had this community helper one that I never finished. Okay, so what I like to do with these things is I like to just take something that I already have and make something from it. So when I thought about vocabulary, we kind of talked about it. We talked about like how you want to have like, you know, if they can read, then you would do like a write the room, like that kind of idea here. We're just gonna work on that. Okay. So let's talk about the clip art. Okay. Whew. There's a few ways you could do this. So you could just grab the clip art and drop it in first, or you could go to the key. This is already in the membership. I'm going to show you how to make each page while we make it as well. I'm just going to start with the pages already so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about before I even get through it. So we could do this key first, know what we want to do, and then fill in the pieces after, or we could fill in the pieces first. And I'll show you. Okay, so let's just grab, let's do like, let's do a tent, maybe let's go over here. I'll grab this like campfire, put this over here so you can see, maybe this campfire, and then maybe I wanted like a lantern. Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. A little lantern and then like a little compass. So that's the first four. And then, oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to be mad at me. Gosh. Okay. And then we could do like a map I was thinking of. I guess we could do like a s'more instead. Let's see. Let's make this a little bit smaller so we can see a little bit. Look at this little chipmunk. Okay. Maybe. Oh, here's a s'more. Okay. Well, we could take this s'more, and then, um, oh, did I do a sleeping bag already? Okay, and then s'more, and let's do like a let's do a sleeping bag. A little sleeping bag, and then let's do like a backpack. I like this backpack. So a sleeping bag, a backpack, and then maybe like a flashlight. That guy's cute. We'll do this guy, and then we can do. Let's do. Let's do a bear. A little bear. Bears are so cute. Um, and maybe like a canoe. Because I remember saying the word canoe earlier. A canoe. There we go. And then, oh gosh, I need one more or two more. Oh, I wanted to do like a map. Oh, you know what? I like this. Hi, son. I like this s'more better because he's a big old chunker. Um, son, what's some good camping keywords? Some camping vocabulary. What do you do when you talk about vocabulary? So look, I have a tent, um, a campfire, a lantern, a compass, a s'more, a sleeping bag, a flashlight, a bag, a bear. Oh, maybe like a firefly. That would be fun. Do we have a firefly? Oh, I don't see a firefly.
Hedgehogs?
Oh, hedgehogs.
Oh, no, not that one.
That's a porcupine, though. Oh, that hedgehog. I don't know how many hedgehogs I see when I'm camping, though. Do you see many hedgehogs when you're camping?
No.
No, but you might. That's true.
Cardinals.
Cardinals. You could do a cardinal. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll do the moon.
Logs.
Logs is a good one. I'm gonna take this hedgehog out, even though I love him. I know. I'm sorry. It had to be done. Well, but what if people live someplace where there's no mountains? Maybe trees. We'll do a tree because he doesn't have a tree.
What if somebody lives in the desert?
What if somebody lives in the desert while they're camping? That's true. They do. Okay. So that's an idea that we can do. So hedgehogs. Yep, we have a little hedgehog right here. All right. So all right. So now, so like we already know things that we're making, you know? All right. So let's grab all of these parts and then let's hold shift and super easy. Yeah. So you just go to a new. I know it doesn't. You're right.
A compass is not an egg.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I make a 2x2 table and then I grab it on the corners and I pull it all the way to the edges like this. And then I hold control and shift and I pull it out a little bit. So, or I pull it back in a little bit so that there's room around the edges for the printer to do what printers do. And then I come over here to table design and you see how it says 1 point right here? I just click this little down arrow and I put it to 3 point. and then I make sure that this is black, the pen color is black, and then I go to borders and I do all borders. And look at that. Look at it. Isn't that cool? All right. And then the shadowing, I change that to white. And then there you go. You have your thing. So then you can add like a 1 dot and then press tab and then 2 dot and then tab and then 3 dot and then tab and then 4 dot. And then if you notice, these ones didn't show up. These 1 and 2, that's because the first one is always white for some reason. Probably because they usually have it be a different color. So we're just going to change the text to be black on the whole thing. We're going to press bold and then press unbold, and then we're just going to make it bigger. I like to do Century Gothic for my body text always. So that's what I have there. And then it is big, but that's easy. So, so that they can see it. And then you grab this and you make another. And then here, this is where you're going to type in, I like to center justify it. And then I like to make it Century Gothic, and I like to usually do like 20. And then I type in like tent, right? And actually, it could even go bigger than this. Let's do like 32, right? So I like to have it all the way to the edges so that it's really easy to Control D and duplicate it and then find exactly where it goes. So since we went all the way to the edges, it's really easy to center it, right? So then we grab both, and then we come over here to
Otters.
No, not otters, to arrange, and then we're going to align
No, I'm saying otters
middle.
are forest animals.
Otters are forest animals? I don't think I've ever seen an otter in a forest.
If there's
Well, if there's water, that's true. Yeah, all right, I'll do that. Okay. And then we're gonna change this to like campfire, and then you grab both of these again, and you just hit Control D.
Control D.
Control D. Yep. And then you can pull it down to the bottom one. And then remember, we had it all the way to the edge, so it's really easy to see where it goes. And then that's where you would type in that it's not a birdhouse, it's a lantern. So how you spell lantern? It is. Sweet.
That one.
And then this is compass, right? So that's how you make this page. So it's super simple. And then you can just duplicate it and change the numbers to like 5, 6, 7.
The compass is an egg.
I know. So that's how you do that. All right. So what I'll do here is I'll just really quick go through here. Tent. Yes, it does.
That's a rainbow.
Yes.
That's a rain boots. That's rain boots.
Rain boots. Yeah. It's a campfire.
That's definitely a birdhouse.
And then this is a lantern. And then this is a compass. Can you guys see why I don't get anything done in my house
No.
when my children are home? I know you can't see. I know. I know. So then we come here and
Flowers. Yes.
we're going to make this a little bit bigger and then call it a s'more. And then this is a sleeping bag.
That's definitely a frog.
Oops. And then make it a little bit smaller. And then we can make this guy a little bit bigger. And then these, just make sure it's centered. Oops. And we can make that a little bit bigger as well. And then this is a backpack. Oh. And this is a flashlight. And then these, you can change the edge of this to be a little bit bigger or smaller, depending on what. Bear. A canoe.
It's a watering can.
This one can be a tree, and this one is moon. There are forest animals in the forest of things. Okay, so once we have this one, what we're going to do, what I always do is I duplicate these, and then actually first I take away the text so that there's just a different Like you're changing it so that the kids would have to write their own. They wouldn't have to depend on the words. And then you grab all of them again and duplicate. And I pull these down here. And then I will just change the picture to like whatever. Hold on, let me find it.
It's an old man with a
Is
whale
it?
on his head.
That is an old man with a whale on his head. Uh, let's see. This is a tent. Where's my tent? Oh, and then we just change it to the black and white. Right. So grab this. Sorry, I make it so you can't see it. And then this one is a lantern.
Just
I know. And then this one is a compass. Well, because I didn't want that one to have a face. I know. I know.
What are you gonna make next? Bears without faces?
Bears without faces. That's where I'm at.
Gosh.
Yep. And then we come over here and I didn't see a, oh, I did see a s'more. And then this one is on a different one.
That's
This one's on a different one. This one is on here, I believe. Flashlight.
Flashlight with eyeballs.
Uh-huh. And then this one.
Bears don't have faces.
Bears don't have faces. That's true adjacent. You know, it's like you're almost there. You're almost on true.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yes,
Take the
water.
moon. Okay. There's no water bottles. So this one, we would go back
Frog.
to our downloads and go to camping. Make it large for
That's a
yourself.
frog.
My child, I love you so much that I just can't even because I just love you so much.
Thank you.
I love that you come in here and disrupt me during my Trendy Thursday when I've told you before not to do that.
I love you too.
I love it. Love it so much. All I just loving, just full of love. Yes. Anyway, so we're gonna find our little bear friend. Bear. There we go. All right. So there we go. So we have it in color with words, in color without words, and then we're gonna have in color or in black and white with and without words. So we'll just get rid of those. Really?
Facing the wrong way.
I'm gonna fight you.
Then I'll be the other one.
Go away. Is it really?
Yeah. That one's facing down. If you look at all the other ones, they're all facing down.
What?
I told you.
This bear's an imposter.
Yes, he is.
Oh, it
You
is.
chose the black bear.
I did. But he's black and white.
You chose the black bear. And the black
Okay.
bear's facing the wrong way.
So we'll just get the other one real quick. But there we go. So now we have in color with words and then without words, and then in black and white in color or with words and without words. So then we have these. This is a answer key. So what I do for this is the same thing that we did up here. I just have you go to insert a table, and then this is a 12 table. So you just do 2 over, and then you just do 6 down. And we'll make it the shape that we like. And then we'll make it the length that we want. And then the same thing that we did before. You could even take this old one if you wanted. But we come over here and we can just, since we already did it, we can just click borders and click shading and it'll do it for us. And then we'll come over here to home and we'll press bold. Oops, got to do the whole thing. Press bold and unbold, and then whatever we had this on, I think it was 20, and then black. So then we would just do 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then they're able to add in the answers. So this is for community helpers. So we would just change that to, Oh, you know what I did wrong, friends? Oh my goodness. I meant to close this. I forgot to in the very beginning. I'm sorry. I meant to close this and then right click and open a copy. So, ooh, whoopsies. Okay, it'll be okay. Just make sure you don't save this. Save as is if this is your template. Um, it's fine. It's fine. So anyway, you would change this from community helper right here to what is it? Camping.
Hey, Jackson.
Okay, you guys all need to go. I know, but you guys are there's too many of you in here now, and you guys are going to be loud and distracting. So everybody out. I'm doing my video, so you should not be on here. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I've been now. My name has been mentioned on YouTube. You should have your son with you every video. Isn't he so helpful? Yeah. Yep. Will not be having him with me every time because he's maniac. He's just over here playing with this little porcupine or hedgehog. But anyway, so this is how we do this. This is from the template. If you don't have a template, you can make your own because we make them all the time. And then from there, I like to, where did I go from here? I don't know why there's one without anything in it. That doesn't seem to make sense. So I'm going to delete this one. But so you could do, I see what's happening here. Okay, so for this one, you would add the little tiny black and white pictures. So what you can do is you can grab these like this and then copy and then head down to this guy. I see why this is here now and press paste and then make them a little bit smaller. I just pick one box and like make sure it'll fit. And then this is 1, so it'll go here. And then this was 2, and then 3, and then 4. So this is just a different way to give them an answer key, or not an answer key, a recording sheet. So when they see this, they would have to write the name of it. I like to add this as an option. So yeah, I like to add that as an option. And I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's going to take a little while to do all 12, but that's the idea, right? And then the next one is we're going to make these lined papers. So I'm going to show you on this one. We're going to paste these in and you're going to have the lines. So to make the lines, you just come over here to the home and then up here, there's this little box of shapes. You just going to grab one of the lines. So I grab a line and then I can come over here to shape outline and change it, but it doesn't really matter right now. So I like to do this on a blank piece of paper, but since we're not on a blank piece of paper, we're just going to make it work. So I grab this and I put it on one of my lines. If you don't have these grids and guides, you can just right click over here on the wings and go to grids and guides and then go to guides, which are, they go off the page, and then the grid lines are the ones that are inside the page that I'm using. So I put one on one and then I hit Control D and I put it on the next one. And then I hit Control D and I put it on the next one. And then I grab all three, go to shape format, and then go to align center. And then I right click and I group them all together. And then I just grab this center one just by double clicking on it. And I go to shape outline and I just make it dashed. And then I see that they're kind of smaller than I'd like. So I would also go to shape format and go to shape outline and then just make the weight a little bit bigger. You could do like 3. And then you could even go back to this middle one and do the shape outline and make it a little bit smaller. This 2 1/4. But anyway, now that it is in a group, it'll stay that equidistance apart no matter how we move it. And if you like pull it, it'll stay this, it'll just stay and you can use it. The only problem is that like if you pull it, it doesn't make multiple of them. which I wish I could just make that happen, but you could just hit Control D and just leave a little space because if they make a G or something, um, they would have to be able to go underneath it. So I always make sure that this is not on the bottom, like there's a little space. And if I'm doing like lined paper, I make sure there's space. So that kid that was up here and he was just being really sweet, he's downstairs just screaming at his brother right now. So that's why I knew it was coming. As soon as one came in, I was like, okay, you people, you people, I need to leave. Okay, so that is basically what I would do for a write the room. And then you would always, always, always do a key because you see so many times in like Facebook groups, people they like have like a picture and then they're like, I don't, what is this? Like, is this supposed to be fire? Is this supposed to be a duck? You know, like I don't know. So I always just like to make sure, even if it's obvious to me because I'm looking at the picture, like I already know what it is, they, you know, they like to know. And then you just offer up a key so that they can really easily grade it or whatever they're working on. I like to make sure it's red and like really obvious that it's not for the students. And yeah, so that's how I do that. And then I just add a blank piece of paper because I just like to do that. So that is what I would do for this. Those are options for you. This is already inside the membership, but I'm going to add one for camping as well for you. I'm really worried that I'm going to think, you know, what, I'm just going to save it as right now so that I don't accidentally do that. Okay, so I'm going to put this in preschool printables, and I'm just going to go to playing incomplete, and I'm going to call this instead of community helper write the room, I'm going to make this camping write the room. Save. Okay. So I want you to notice something. Like we didn't just make like a camping vocabulary product today. We made this like the beginning of a product line, right? So you can take these 12, you know, vocabularies that we used, you can make them into a word wall. You can make it into like a whole writing, you know, like a bingo set. You can do tracing worksheets. You can make flashcards or clip cards, a matching game. You can make these into lacing cards, you know, camping beginning sounds. It's going to be the same clip art, the same vocabulary, and different activities. So like I want you guys to stop thinking when you have these big, vague keywords. I want you to stop thinking, like, what printables should I make? I want you to think about, like, what topic am I going to build an entire product line around? Because one product is $3, right? And then, you know, you can make a product line and bundle these together and they'll see it in their cart and it could make you $7 or $12, right? Because that's how you go from one listing to $10, from one item in their cart to like a whole product line or a bundle, right? And then from like $30 months to four-figure months, right? Like give your people something to buy. What the heck is this? This kid is just opening stuff and just so remember your first version doesn't have to be like the best camping vocabulary product on Teachers Pay Teachers. It just has to be useful, right? We always talk about that. You just have to be useful. Um, Everything we create is changeable. You can always add more words. You can always, you know, create a second pack. You can always bundle it later or turn it into 5 more activities, right? Progress grows your store, okay? Perfection just keeps you staring at a blank screen. And lastly, I wanted you to notice something. We didn't wait to have the perfect idea for this keyword, right? We just had an idea and we went with it. We didn't wait until we found the perfect clip art. We didn't wait until we had 40 vocabulary words. We start with enough, and that is how our business grows. So um I hope this helps, and I hope you're really excited to build a product with our product line based on this. He did catch the bear thing. I saw it right away, but I'm not there with you. Right? Yeah, he did notice. He's a good boy. Yeah. I didn't even notice on like when I pulled this out, I didn't even notice. I was just like, "Oh, yep, here's the bear." I didn't even notice that there were other bears. That's fun. He did. He does notice things. He is lovely. He's just also has to sit like on top of my leg and put my foot to sleep and like pick up all my things and move them around. He like changed my birds around. Like he just comes up here like this little tiny maniac and just like moves all my stuff, and I'm very peculiar about my stuff. So he was a big helper and I do appreciate him. A chipmunk would be a good one too, and a cardinal. Things he was saying to me. But anyway, so thank you for being here. I hope this is super helpful, and I hope that you have a great time with your um, vocabulary products. We can make things for like camping vocabulary. This is something like if you go to Teachers Pay Teachers, there's probably like a bajillion different like vocabulary things. It changes every season, right? Oh, look at this cute product. Oh my gosh. That's so cute. Look at these little circles. Oh my gosh, look at these. Okay, all right, stop this. All right. If you look up vocabulary, vocabulary, um, and then you type in like a letter, like F for fall. Nope, nobody's talking about fall yet. Autumn? Ah. You just keep there's summer vocabulary, science vocabulary, like same idea. Like there's daily vocabulary. Oh my gosh, it'd be so fun. You could do like, oh my gosh, there's so many fun ideas. So there's lots of vocational vocabulary. Oh. There's lots of fun things that we can do here. Vocabulary word of the day, math, summer, interactive notebook, vocabulary template. Whew. Anyway, there's lots of ideas um, for you. And then you can take that and you can make a whole bunch of products for it. So I hope this is helpful and I hope you are ready to go make a bajillion dollars. Yeah. your daughter's at 6, 7. My son, that's his favorite. When I said 6, I immediately looked at him and I was like, "You're gonna say it." And then he said something else and then said 7. All right. So thank you for being here. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Oops, wrong button.